I am 60, 65.
Oh my God.
The year, not necessarily the day. So
Alright, now my full name is Steadley Green.
Studley.
Steadley.
No, I was born in Jamaica. I came here when I was 15 years of age.
No.
1941.
1940. With family.
No, I travelled on my own on the flight from Jamaica.
Here in
No.
England? Where were you born?
No, with accent like that. Exactly.
Oh yes, I was met by my mother. Well, originally we were supposed to meet in Manchester. She was up in Manchester waiting for me, and the flight was diverted to Liverpool because of the bad weather. So she had to get in touch with my dad to tell my dad he had to come to Liverpool airport to pick me up, because she was then on her way back from Manchester.
So you were in Liverpool?
Yeah, I was in Liverpool waiting.
Did you travel on your own or did you come with family?
No, on my own.
When my mum and dad first came to England, they were living in Walsall.
1960.
1960.
They left Walsall and came to Liverpool.
My dad came here in 1940. I believe it was from something to do with the Battle of the Atlantic. He said, because when he came from Jamaica, when they were crossing the Atlantic,
1967.
he always used to tell me about ships getting torpedoed by the Jerrys, as he called them, and how the screams of some of the other sailors and they wasn't allowed to stop. And when I asked him why, he said because when they stopped, the U-boats torpedoed them, so they used to be going past screaming men in the water, and it was something that gets me upset now.
Mum and dad came to England in the 50s, and then in 1960, it was 1960 they came down to Liverpool.
No, British Airways was BOAC at that time, British Overseas Airways, but it was an American plane called Eagle Flight, I think.
Okay.
I think it was the late 60s, you know what I mean?
Came to the London airport. I don't know if Heathrow was open then, but I know it was London airport.
My dad came first, and he came by boat. But my mum came afterwards, and she flew.
West Nova Scotia anyway, in Canada.
Right.
And then the propeller plane.
Yeah. So how long did it take you to get here? Do you remember?
My God, it must be about a propeller. Those days take about 10 hours, I think, 10, 12 hours.
He was 19 at the time, and he wanted to enlist, but whatever the reasons around it, he ended up not being able to enlist, and he had him working as a welder and home guard in the evening. And he told me, obviously, about a lot of the bombs that went on and the way the docks was heavily bombed, because Liverpool used to be a main port then.
General labouring job wherever they could pick up work. My mum worked in Plessis for a good while, and then my dad, he was working on the buses, and then he went to Ford's.
Mom was here first. Mom was the nurse.
Who did you stay with when you first
My
arrived?
aunt.
And how long had she been here? What was she doing?
Oh, she was here from the 50s, I think. I'm not quite sure.
I did want to see how they look after, because there was a lot of Jamaican was in the care home, you see. So and we're black, so we're going to see with the difference, because they were going on with this color prejudice and things like that. So we went and I do a couple of hours there. And I enjoyed looking after the people then, but I take more time looking after them. Did I take
My first impression, it was, I think it was the 14th of December, one of the coldest winter.
I was going to get the mansion. We ended up in the bed sit.
When I got off the plane, I couldn't see anything, and it was around about 8 o'clock, and it was dark.
The day after I came, because obviously it was nighttime when I came here, when I landed. So the next day I just thought, well, I don't like it here. I just want to go home. I just want to go back
said
because
to
I
one
just
of the
wasn't.
chap, I said, is this plane going back?
Did you arrive?
December. It was on my birthday, as a matter of fact, the first day of December.
So you arrived on your birthday?
Yeah.
You're never
Yeah.
going to forget that one?
No.
And everybody was coming off, you know, and when we went through the airport lounge, like, there was loads of fellas there. They were meeting everybody, you know, there was relatives there to meet them. I think I was the only one that was coming to Liverpool, but I asked many. Most of them was going to either London or Birmingham. And there was a few to Manchester, a few to Leeds, but there was none to
When
Liverpool.
I first went to school, I went to Granby Street School when I first came. And that was okay because there were girls there that I already knew. And they were basically like from Jamaica as well, and they were like friends of my family. So when I went to school, I met them. So they sort of took me in, introduced me to everyone, and we took it from there. And then we left from. We didn't stay long in Granby Street because that school was closing. We went to Paddington Comprehensive then. So that's where I last stayed. And experience-wise in Paddington, it wasn't bad. I can't say that I had a bad time in school because I didn't.
What was it now? I was on the railways. That was February 61, I think it was. And the railways, as the fellow just said, the first time when you come over, like you go to the Labour Exchange. That was the name they called it then. You go to the Labour Exchange and you register. And to my surprise, I remember I went down and the fella said, we'll send you some benefits in the next 2 weeks. I said, what benefit?
He never ever said, but he did say he was down there and he was doing his duties and he was a welder. He said because of his skills to have him
First time I have a job, I was working in a place called Silverstone. I was out for a few jobs.
And I said, oh, no, I'm not going to sit
Go
down like
into?
that.
Right, when I first left school, I went into cadet nursing up in Newsham General Hospital.
And they said there's a job going at Speak on in the railway. So I said, oh, I'll have a look at that. So when I got there, a fella said, oh, well then, is it a fireman job? Where they shovel the coal in? No, that was a prestige job in those days, you see. So I said, he said, no, we don't want any more apprentice firemen. He said, in the corner there, you see, there's a brush there, we've got a job for you with that brush.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't working. I took it. £3 a week. £3 a week. And the fact is, when I was in Jamaica, I only had 2 small jobs. One was for 6 weeks and one was for about a year and a half or so. I was getting £4 in Jamaica. And I said, I come here for £3.
I don't really know. I just felt like I just wanted to be in some kind of employment that, that I could help people.
You couldn't get the job that you wanted. I wanted something like, an office job or anything like that.
Areas did you?
And they look at you scornfully like,
Well, after a while, and when I got married and had my 2 children, I didn't go back. I didn't go back to nursing. So I done just various jobs while I was, looking after the kids, just part-time jobs, and I worked for social services for a while.
well, I just wanted to work. because I said when I was in Jamaica I was working, you see, and in a short time, like, luckily I have one of them well-off uncles, you see, and he used to get me into loads of jobs, but sometimes they only last for 6 weeks, sometimes 2 months and so forth, you see, so that's why I came.
I was the only one that really taking more time to look after the elder people them. Because when some of them crying out and screaming out, and this one say, I can't be bothered with them, and so I will go and talk to them and try, because some of them doesn't understand, you see. So you have to explain to them, say, oh, come on, love, behave yourself, come on. We have one named Mrs. Edwards was there, and she always, as you go, wake her up to get washed. She start screaming out before you even go to the bed. And we always say, Mary, don't scream up, it's me, Nilet, come on. I don't want to get bath this morning, and I say, oh, come on, we have to, and then you cook her, and then...
Yeah, in the 80s. So it was just going into homes, you know, looking after people at home and making sure they were comfortable and making sure that they had food to eat and, you know, were looked after, which was fine.
In fact, I just passed my exams as well, and I expected more, you know, when I came here, but it wasn't. And you become so used to it that you resign to it, you know.
So I get all that little experience on them, how they treat them there, and some of them they don't treat them nice, and some of them they do treat them nice, like they care. But you have to have patience with them, because some of them not there.
The age of leaving school was 15 in Jamaica, and it was 16 here. I even recognized that the pass mark in Jamaica was 45. When I came here, it was 40.
She doesn't have no children. She don't have no family besides her sister. And she come like Mother Teresa. She take her money and go and buy food, pay the man and come
The Joint
food
Matriculation Board, I don't know if you heard of it.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, used to have the northern section here in Britain. Well, the Joint Matriculation Board used to set the exams in Jamaica. Cambridge used to set the exams in Jamaica, but Cambridge was only in the private schools, if you go to a private school. And most of the private schools were in Kingston.
Yeah, the Cambridge Exam Board, I remember.
The Cambridge Exam Board, yeah. I could remember one question in one of those Joint Matriculation Board, and it says that what is eavesdropping? Nobody in Jamaica knew what was eavesdropping.
In the 1960s, I think that we had a good community. As children growing up, and from my mum and dad's experience, I feel that we had a good life.
Most people came here for 5 years.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
And how many years later is it?
Oh my God! This is 1960.
Easter we just we just go to church and come back, and they about everybody eat together and things like that, you know, and sing together when Easter time come, and play with music and things them like that.
Yeah, well, the latest one was the Caribbean Centre, Stanley House.
Oh yeah, yeah, but we have to have
chemistry,
fun and cheese, aren't it? We have to have fun.
About 3 other subjects. One part-time, you know, in the evening.
Where was that
when I
then?
finished work. That was not too far from here, actually. About 500 yards from here.
Right, and we got involved in the Versailles Caribbean Centre, which was based on Parliament Street. So I was involved with the committee and the Jamaica Merseyside Association, which was involved in like the running of the centre. All the associations were involved in the running of the centre. So there was various activities that went on at that time that we took part in. We went on like domino trips to different parts of the
Were
country.
there lots of house parties at the time?
Mhm.
Was it all official?
Shebeen.
Yeah, Shebeen. Yeah.
That's the only way you could go. You couldn't go to any clubs because they wouldn't let you in the clubs.
When you first came to England.
And when we first came to England, for the first 2 or 3 years, there used to be a group, the socialize, and at Christmas time we used to go to each other's house, you know, over the Christmas period and enjoy ourselves. All that is gone because the houses have been knocked down certain places and the council spread the people all over the place. Some in Halewood, Kirby, all over the place, split up, you know. And so that type of kind of stopped. So the only time you meet up really used to be at the Caribbean Centre or places like that, you know, or maybe at some clubs and that.
The Queen's Speech, Christmas Day.
How important was that?
Well, we always like to hear what she have to say. It was interesting what she have to say,
Were
really.
you involved in the Caribbean Centre when it first started officially? Were you involved?
Not when it first started, but you get involved after that, you know.
A committee member?
Yeah, it used to be.
But now you just don't know whether you're going or coming anyway. But it's still.
How do you mean you don't know whether you're coming or going?
Well, so the situation going here now, and they bring this where
The Windrush.
the Windrush, and it make everybody feel upset and whatsoever going on. You don't know where you're going or coming, and then you get everybody really not settled in their own mind and in their own place after they come and make your home and things like that. And then look at that man, they just take away his house and he was there around the place like that and take away everything from him. It was on the telly that time. A man was there where he had his home and they take his tapes and have no paper and he work all his life a different factory and this, and they were taking
There's a
everything
lot
off
of
him.
them was up there. Collis King, he got caught up in the Windrush thing as well.
What was that name?
Collis King. No, we didn't play against him. He's much younger, but he got caught up in the Windrush thing as well. His wife is British, you know. I mean, and they took his passport off.
We leave our country, come here to work and build up their country. When they mash up ours anyway, that's the whole time. They mash up ours, the backside, back home. They do everything and take out everything and come here. That's why most of them suffering, because the things they do to us black people, not our country alone, they are the West Indies them as well, you know, and that's what happened, you know.
I tell you
But,
I wouldn't like to tell you. You know what? My mother always said to me, don't hate anyone. But over the last year, I begin to hate people, especially that woman, Theresa May. She's worse than Margaret Thatcher.
What makes you say that?
What made me say that? You know what, you don't know what was going on when she was at the Home Office? She blaming the civil servants. So the civil servant, if you're a boss and you don't know what your employees are doing,
shocked each
what type of boss are you?
It's in Jamaica, it's all
You
over
know?
the world. When you're living like you're living in the West End, you don't really know what's going on. It's not something I talked about. But when you came in England now, we find what it's really about. That's there in front of you. People talk about it. You can experience then. You go to rent a room or a flat, and because of your colour shirt, some of them tell you plain they want to relax.
And this
Some
was,
just say
I don't
scholars
know
and
how
a should
somebody
go.
didn't take them to the European Court. If I was involved in it, and I would have to take them to the European Court or somewhere where justice could be done. Because my bank phoned me up and said they want to interview me. I was stupid. I was so damn stupid. I didn't even ask them why. They said we are just having a review. And when I went to the bank, everything they got on the computer they already knew. And I was on there. They said, "All right, then can I have a video of you?" So I said, "Yeah." So I wrote to them. Now I'm waiting on a reply now, and I said, "I want to know why this interview was taken, why it was so intrusive. Did you have directives from your government to interview me? You know?"
You know? They're completely, we didn't realize that we're different when we were growing up. But when you travel and come English, you realize you're different because people treat you differently.
Organisation, was it the Caribbean Committee? Or
Yeah, it was the Mersey Caribbean Centre Domino Club.
It's a long name.
Yeah.
Everybody getting on. Everybody, yeah. You know, feel good. We feel good because everybody just come as one. You go to that dining room and everybody have their different place. Everybody sit, everybody talk, and everybody have the laugh and whatsoever. It's nice. It's nice.
And then you come home
And a different story when you come home. But, you know, I passed that now anyway. I passed that now with the discrimination.
I'd say the last 14, I'd say maybe the last 14 years, I'd say maybe the best part. But since I started working for Sleep Eco House, I was the ski manager here for 14 years. So, you know, that's had a really positive impact on my life. And, you know, the people I've been working with, you know, have just been great. All the residents have just been, you know, fantastic. So they've made my life really pleasant.